Hello, 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 and welcome back to the So You're Stay at Home podcast. How has your week been going? Mine has been I know, I say that every week. I'm Kayla, a stay-at-home mom to a fast-growing kindergartner. I sometimes come up with awesome ideas that will blow your mind, but this probably won't be one of those times, so let's get into it. I've been watching things on TV not TV, but whatever I watch on. I gave up on cable a couple years ago, but I have been watching just things or I've been seeing just things, and they are in reference to like people's theories on coming from like Adam and Eve being aliens in this some way, in some in some type of way, in the sense of like, I think it was on Patriot, and one of the questions was, if you came from Mars, what would, maybe we came from Mars originally, and then Adam and Eve, like, tried again, and landed on Earth, like, to try again, or whatever. And they were like, do you believe that? And he's like, no, that's kind of far-fetched. And then she's like, I don't believe it either. But I think it's something that's been like kind of circulating around. And then a couple years ago, my boyfriend tagged me on Facebook to like a meme. And it was like, Adam and Eve were sent down here on a spaceship or whatever, and then they say something, and then it's like the FBI sends them a message, and it's like says something, and my boyfriend tags me, and I said, see, it makes total sense, because I have a theory. I have theories. I have so many theories on that topic. So since it's out there and it's out in the universe, I just kind of want to put my theory out there as well. Why not, right? We listen to a whole bunch of crazy people all the time. So here is my theory on how it all started. Not all of it. I don't want to go that far back. But how us as humans, not only humans, but humans, the mammals that exist on this planet today, how we came to be here, right? Now, this is a theory. This could be like, it could happen. And here's why I think it could so totally happen, okay? I believe in evolution and creation. Like, something had to create all of this. It didn't evolve from nothing. Like, that's not a thing. We all know that. Like, that something had to happen to create, but it's something, there's still creation in all of it, right? I just look at creation on a bigger scale. So I feel like it could be 100 years. It could be 50 years. It could be tomorrow. Or it could be, I'm sorry if I'm loud or not loud. I don't know where my headphones are. And I'm just recording this. And I'm probably going to be clicking through a lot of stuff because I'm printing out my son's next week curriculum, or next week's school work. We are almost done. The teacher thinks we can be done by this week. I'm not pushing it. If we don't get done until after Thanksgiving, then I will be okay with that. But we are almost done, and we are getting a month off, at least a month. And I'm super excited because we've just been going to school nonstop. And I get that people do that, but I'm not that person. My son is not my second priority. He's my first priority. But I am also my first priority. And I've been working so hard on him. I haven't been doing anything for myself at all. So I'm excited for next semester because I think we'll get into like the better swing of things. But yeah, we're very close to the end. So I'll be printing off that stuff so that I don't have to look at it for the next 2 days. Ew, excuse me. So anyway, like I was saying, how did we get here? How to make that make sense, right? Okay, so I believe in creation, all that stuff, evolution, yada, yada, yada. And in 100 or 1,000 years, people will be like, the science people, I mean like the scientists, will figure out that like the only way that we can move from one place to another, and then like a vast period of times, is probably going to have to be at like a microbe level. And to know about what the dinosaurs were, know about what existed during their time, how they lived, how they survived. From what I know, and this is just like knowing things over the years, I don't know where I pulled this, and I've known this for a while. The dinosaurs climb. Okay, let me start. How do I usually explain this to people? Okay, here's my crazy theories. I'm going to try to articulate it as best as I can. So, you have oh my goodness. You go to, what do all, like, alien invasion movies consist of mostly, except for, like, that one with that one redhead chick? I don't know her name. I can't think of the movie. Right? Arrival, maybe? That might be the name of the movie. Arrival, which I liked that movie, by the way. I usually like alien movies. I don't really. I liked Independence Day. But for the most part, what do aliens do? They go to a planet, and they're usually coming to our planet, and they are for our resources. They want our resources, so they kill off. They're usually coming to harm us, to like kill us all off so that they can then use our resources or use us for workers or stuff like that. So I have a theory that if it's something, if you can imagine it in your head, no matter how crazy of an idea it is, no matter how random of an idea it is, it exists somewhere in the universe. We may not see it. It may exist on a smaller level. It may exist on a bigger level. But, like, if you think it, it exists. And I know that there's, like, a better way to explain that. But that's how I feel. Like, if you literally think it, if you have a dream of something weird or something crazy, and, like, you have weird, that exists somewhere. Because why would you dream it? Why would it come into your head if it didn't exist? That doesn't make sense to me. So it has to exist somewhere, okay? So you have aliens who want to come and invade. I'm kind of losing my train of thought. So we all, for the most part, our movies, our books, the aliens are coming to invade. They want to take over and stuff. So that in some spectrum that exists, okay? So the dinosaurs lived here. And when the dinosaurs were living, humans, like, there were no human and there's a very, very large period of time where the earth has gone through a few, like, massive transitions where the climate has completely changed and things like that. At first, when the dinosaurs were here, before the dinosaurs, there was something else that was here that lived. Something happened. There was a mass extinction. The climate changed. And then dinosaurs are what evolved from them. And they were able to use, I have no scientific background. I'm just going off of theories here, by the way. They were able to use something. Whatever, the environment, the climate was theirs, right? We are a specimen of Earth. We cannot survive as human beings. Like, if we were to move to Mars is not really an option to be like human beings. We won't be human beings anymore because we are a part of this Earth. We are a part of this Earth. We feel when this Earth hurts, we feel it. When this Earth is happy, we feel it. So we are an evolutionary part of this Earth. So right? So the dinosaurs, there's a different climate. There's too much of something in the air. I don't know what it was. People weren't around. But mammals, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I haven't done any research for this. It's just things that I've seen and heard and read about. But mammals did not exist during the time of the dinosaurs. But after the climate has changed, mammals can survive in this climate, I guess. I don't know. They can breathe the air and stuff like that. Now, then millions of years we go through there. Okay. That's that. So, I've literally done nothing. Okay. So, 1,000 years from now, 100 years from now, 500 years from now, 10,000 years from now, I don't know how long it'll take for the science and the trial and error to finally link up to my theory. But the theory is that the only way that we can travel is by long period of time. Okay, so if you know the dinosaurs, the asteroid that didn't just, it wasn't necessary. Okay, so what do humans think of an alien invasion? They think an alien invasion is like the aliens come in and they swipe out the thing living on that planet, the thing that rules that planet, and then they eat, and then they consume the resources of that planet, and then they move on to another planet. So, I don't even know if my thing is still, it is. So, with that said, yeah, there's not another planet. They can see. So that's what we think of aliens. And I feel like, if anything, this isn't our planet. We treat our homes, we keep our homes clean for not everyone, but for the most part, we keep our homes clean. We try to keep them tidy and stuff like that, but we don't treat our planet the same way that we treat our home. So that doesn't make sense. So that's probably because this just is it's our home, it's our planet. And that's where my theory gets a little whoopy, is that part. But that's where it came into. So maybe we are aliens. Maybe we do come from another place. But we're trying to get off of this planet. And what we do know now is that we can't, our bodies change significantly when we're in space. If we were to land on, which we've only landed on the moon, which is very, very significant. We've done so much in the last 100 years for space travel than we've ever done in the history of humankind, that we know. But we've only gone on the moon. And there's 9 planets in this thing. And I think the furthest we've ever, the Hubble telescope, yes, has gone far. I don't even know if it's gone that far. I know it's just taken very amazing pictures. Anyway, I digress. I'm getting better with the digress. Anyway, so we think of people or the aliens coming and wiping it out, wiping us out, right? They're always kill them all, whatever. And then taking our resources, right? Because they want our resources. We have water. We have stuff. We have stuff that maybe they don't even fucking want. Things that they don't even need. Because if they're an alien, their shit's different than our shit. Okay. Anyway. Yes, I'm sure but they might be, whatever. Those are movies. Those are things that popped into people's heads from reading a book, from evolution of time, all those things. Okay. So we move fast forward, we rewind back to dinosaur times, right? Dinosaurs are living. Not all the dinosaurs, there's different dinosaurs at different periods of times, but the dinosaurs are living. I don't know what dinosaurs were living at that time when the extinction came, but the earth is moving at super speeds. Nothing that we could actually move at on our own individually. But before that, let me finish this previous thought and then I'll move on to that thought. So, if we were to move to Mars, we haven't been that far. We've been to the moon. But even if we were to live on the moon and do something with the moon, that would mess up everything. That would mess up Earth. Because that is I don't know, it would do damage. The moon and the earth just need to be left alone separately. Don't start building stuff on the moon. That's not something that's going to be smart in the future. I can tell you that now. But the Mars, I don't even know, but we as humans wouldn't be able to live on Mars, period. Not period, but it would be our bodies would change. We would no longer be the humans that live on Earth. Okay? So that's proven, not proven fact, but that is something, I'm not just coming up with that. That's the astronauts that live out there, in space. That's what they do. They get their body tested and they shrink. They might shrink a lot if they're on Mars because their planet's not as big. It's all about resources, and how big your planet is how big you're going to grow. Yeah, no matter what species you are, like ants on freaking Mars, if ants lived on Mars, they'd probably even be more smaller than they are now. They'd probably be like the size of little fruit gnats. Is that even a thing? I don't even think it's a thing. It might be a fruit fly, but I think smaller than a fruit fly. Like those little gnat things. Gnats. Anyway, so if we were to leave this planet and go do serious space travel, like what we dream of, and when we space travel is like us going miles, planets miles and miles away, and we want to set up a new home and all this stuff. I told my boyfriend, let me finish. So there's that, right? Now, so you go now, fast forward, or go back a little bit to the time. So we are our planet. We are a part of our planet. We are like a tree that would grow from our planet. Like we're nothing, without Earth, we would not be what we are now, maybe genetically, but not like our evolution. We would have evolved into something different. When we start space traveling and it's like further distances, longer distances, times from home, people who can't come back home, those people will not be the same ever. They're not going to be human unless they come up with a technology that's like earth forced gravitational pulls and stuff like that. Okay. So the planet moves at a very fast speed, right? It moves super fast. Like I said, nothing that we could actually do ourselves, or actually go by ourselves. Or maybe we could, I don't know, but it's just moving, it's moving through space. It's moving at fast speeds, like 15,000 miles per hour. It's moving, it's going fast, it's moving. So there is, and the asteroid that started, it wasn't just it was the asteroid that started the mass extinction of the dinosaurs, but it was the stuff that kicked back up into the air from where the asteroid landed and all that stuff. It became dangerous. It changed the climate for the animals that were living on this planet before us. And all that fun stuff, right? So, that's oh, okay, so the dinosaurs were wiped out, right? And then we started slowly growing. I look at patterns. There's patterns in everything. It's already happened. So, why wouldn't it happen on this Earth? But no, yeah, and then, an asteroid that had water on it that we could drink, and microbes, because you have to adapt to the planet that you grow from, and it has to be livable for you. So because I'm sure they find thousands, I almost clicked this video. I'm sure they find thousands and thousands of planets out there that are like ours, but there are just a little different, something that's a little different. It might be a little bit bigger than ours, might be a little bit smaller than ours, might have 2 moons compared to our 1 moon. All those things affect what your outcome is, right? So to know about like where it hit in the like not Gulf of Mexico. It might have been the Gulf of Mexico, but like more towards down the bottom towards like the Guatemala, the country. And so it hit, right? If it legit would have hit 0.1 second later. Now, this is something I just found out. So I'm like putting this together now kind of as I speak it. If it would have hit 0.1 second later, then it would have hit the water. And yes, it would have been an event, a catastrophic event, but it wouldn't have mass wiped out all the dinosaurs. It wouldn't have. It would have made a large wave, a tsunami. But it wouldn't have had all that other stuff that was in the tsunami. That's what ended up eventually killing off the climate, the air, the stuff that kicked back into the air. So, yeah, there's that, right? That's my theory on like the whole Mars, Adam and Eve coming from Mars. So then if you think about it, so they say, the scientists say, not they, a lot of people don't believe in evolution, but that's okay. The scientists say that we started from eggs. Not like necessarily, well, we do start from eggs, so there's nothing to get freaked out about over that. But like we started from eggs in the water. And that 100% makes sense to me. If you are something that starts in the water and then you have to come out of the water, you have to also remember that the planet had way more water. Like we slowly, it goes up and it goes down and then it goes up and then it goes down. But I don't know if I had way more water back then. I don't know. I don't even know where I came up with that. But the little things that are on the front of your ears, right? When you look down, water goes in. If you are, how should I say, like when you swim up is when the water is not, I feel like when you swim down, does water go in your ear? I don't know. I feel like it does. But when you swim up, the water is naturally not going in your ear. You're swimming up, the water just kind of bounces off of that front little part of your ear. And that's just like something we haven't gotten rid of from evolution yet. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff. Like what's it called? Not your gallbladder. Your appendix. I'm pretty sure that back in the day, like why are there certain, like why can you lose your, I don't know. I was going to say something. I don't think it's right, so I'm not even going to say it. So that is my theory on how we could be an alien source. Like this could not be our home planet. Okay, so wait, I'm almost done. I was almost done. So then I told my boyfriend, right? That's my whole theory. That's how we got here as dinosaurs. We were aliens. We wiped them out. We wiped the dinosaurs out, and then we took over. And we are sucking this planet of its resources. Here's the thing. I feel like we have become a very invasive species, right? If you look at, like, there's patterns all through life. There's patterns everywhere. You just got to find the patterns, and it'll explain a lot of things. So, I probably sound like a crazy person right now, but I don't even care. There's a lot of places where something becomes invasive because its enemy is no longer around. The thing that kills it is no longer around. Everything. There's absolutely nothing at the top of the food chain because everything gets eaten in this earth, on this planet. So, like, we're not at the top of the food chain, right? So what eats us? Why would we leave? Why would we go space exploring to like put us so far away? I feel like our enemy planet, our enemy out there, our real enemy, which we don't have one on this planet because we just don't have an enemy on this planet. We've adapted to be able to, and it's like, and we won't know what people will become. Like that's the crazy thing is if all of that is true, right? What I just said, that they were like, oh my God, we got to run from something big that eats us. But the only way we're going to get people, the only way that we'll survive as a species is if we send them far away. But the only way that we're going to be able to do that, and it's going to take thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of years to do. Okay? But we're smart, we'll adapt, we'll figure it out. Things will click. Things will just click because that's just how it works. Things just click and then you're like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. I know that none of this makes sense though still too. But anyway, so yeah, there's all of that. But if you look at the hippopotamus, if you look at the hippopotamus and you look at what is this? Hippopotamus in somewhere, wherever Colombo or Columbus, not Columbus. What's his name? I don't even know his name. The guy who sold all that, Noriega or something like that. I don't know his name. But the guy from Colombia who brought over African hippos who now are invasive to the territory because they're the things that eat them, they don't have to worry about it because they're no longer there. They're now used to smaller animals. It happens over and over again. When something doesn't have its thing that eats them, they become super invasive and they grow out. They become in super large numbers and they become an issue to the natural, playing field. I don't know. And I just feel like our numbers are growing really, really large. So we could definitely be an alien species running from something out there spooky. Yeah, that is my theory. And that has come through a lot of life. A lot of watching, I don't even watch really sci-fi movies. It just came to me. Things that I'm like, that kind of makes sense. Because if it hits in the fact that it hit one little piece, if it would a second later, it would have hit the freaking Gulf of Mexico and have been nothing. That seems very targeted to me and uses a high level of intelligence that one day, we probably will get to. And then we'll realize, damn, it's going to take a long time to get to where we need to go. Anyway, so yeah, I told my boyfriend, there's something out there that eats us. And he's like, that doesn't make sense. And I said, oh, yes, it does. If you know my theory. Well, if you know about invasive, just animals, it could be anything. There's invasive fungus that because it doesn't there's just not that we are fungus. I'm just saying in general. But no. Anyway, so if all of that were to happen, then millions and millions of years ago, our ancestors sent us to this planet to frickin' survive. And we 100% don't look like them. Like our ancestors. We don't. We look like humans on this planet. And because we are evolutions of this planet. Yeah, that's my theory on all of it. And I think now that I got it out, I feel better. Because to me, it makes sense. 100%. Right? There's only so many lives to be lived. And so on that, there's a whole I have theories on everything. But we'll leave it with that one. Okay? With the dinosaurs. Because we're going into 30 minutes. And yeah, I don't want to just ramble on here. So, with all that said, thank you for listening. And my outro
that was rough. I mean, it usually is. But I know you will miss all of my confusion and incomplete thoughts. So, I will see you in a few days to do this all over again. Maybe a week or two. I don't know. I'm not consistent on the schedule. But, if you can't wait until then, you can find me on Instagram at SEW, You're a Stay at Home, and 3 of a Kind Bags. Thank you. Talk to you soon.